Check, check. What's up, everybody? Hello, everybody. Give me 1 second. All right, what's up, everybody? I know I'm probably not going to have any viewers on here, but I felt like this is something I had to say without any edits. And first of all, I'm Apology. This is No Apologies Network. This is a network trying to promote conversation and community, and not only in this country but in this global community. Um, I am just wanted to talk today about the basic uh, where we stand right now in this country and the insanity that's going on, both politically and just in our own public engagements and in our own communities. This very, very adversarial, aggressive, finger pointing place we have gotten to right now, and it's maddening. It's maddening. I really wonder um, what is the end game. Now, when I was young, I did a lot of stupid things. Well, what people would perceive to be stupid. I did a lot of off the wall, weird, odd things, and took a lot of paths untaken by others. And my mother, my grandparents, they all used to ask me the same question. And I think that this is kind of what made me as diabolical as I am, where I overthink things and think things out well beyond the steps to the normal people that normal people do. And I know this from my history of interacting and talking with other people. But they used to always ask me, what's the end result? Where do you want this to end up? What are you looking to get from this? Or as my father would say it, what's the end game? And that's the question I pose today. And as I said, I don't know if anybody's going to jump in here and interact and drop anything in the comments. If you do, please like, follow, and share. This is these are my viewpoints. I'm just putting them out there, not to say that they are 100% concrete. I would love for anyone to be able to change my viewpoints on some things. I would love for you to come in and be able to have your viewpoint change on some things. So that's the goal. So please like, follow, and share, and involve yourself in the community. But once again, what's the end game, everybody? Where do you want this story that we are on right now to end up? Now, when I was young, when I was young, people used to do things like wish for world peace. They wanted the Berlin Wall to come down. They wanted the Cold War to end. They wanted genocides to end. We wanted world peace. We wanted everybody to be fed. Michael Jackson was feeding the children. We had so many organizations to do that. We had so many artists who were deeply engaged in, I don't want to say politics, but in just I guess political issues. They were involved. They fought segregation in countries. They fought against injustice racially and orientationally and in all forms of it. But what's happened? What are we trying to get out of what we're doing now? When do we give up on world peace? Now, when I say to anybody, do you want world peace? They say something as cynical as it's not possible. Why? I find it impossible to think that everyone thinks that they're good and that they're humane, but they don't trust anybody else to be good and humane. We suffer from a very bad case of projection right now, where people's inner evils are projected onto everybody else. And for what? What is this uncontrollable evil that you think these other people hold that you don't hold? What it is that you, when deep in your heart, you are envious of those who have more than you. You are jealous of those who you perceive as better than you. This is how this influencer culture even exists. What is the real thing that we're trying to get at with all of this? What do you think is going to happen from deporting people who have gone through hell just so they could get safety and work? Not so they could sit on their ass and do nothing, but they could get safety and actually work towards helping their family. Where do you see the benefits in inhumanely treating those people in front of their children and their families, and then going on TV and saying things about their racial degeneracy? And where do you expect that to go? Where do you expect pointing and saying, oh, black people are racist too? TOO, as in also, to justify the racism of what is the dominant race in this country? How can you sit and say that minorities brought down this country when all of the legislation has been made 90% by white men? And if you say, oh, because they're bought and sold and they're selling out because they're trying to get more minorities in here, it was still you, though, that did it. I don't care what they did it for. It was still you. Just like who shot Charlie Kirk? You got mad at minorities and Democrats when it was the child of Mormon Republican maggots who shot that man, but you want to hurt everybody else for what you do. When at that same time, there was a shooting at a school in Colorado. I have not heard one Charlie Kirk fan Republican say any one of those children's names that was shot, or the one that did the shooting, who was a white nationalist, not Nazi, conservative raised child. Why is it that people who swear they are so supreme and better see no other recourse than to go shoot people? If this is a meritocracy we live in, where is your merit? What are you good at? The average maggot, what are you good at? Better than anybody else at? Nothing? I thought so. What do we want to come from all of this? What is the end game? Get rid of all minorities? Tell me that. If you were to say that, that would be a whole lot better than you trying to do it with your little sneaky Southern strategy. Where are you planning to live your normal life when life is no longer normal? And it's already past that. It's already out of control. It's already at the point where everyone who thought they knew what was right has no idea what's going on right now, even on the left and the right. Now, let me tell you, there is a huge percentage of the right that loves what's going on right now. There's a huge percentage of the right that is willing to lie and say what is going on right now is not going on, so to keep going on so they can have it in place. And let me announce to the left and the far left and the progressives that it's done. We are sunk. And as much as the Republicans are to blame for it, the progressives and the far left, all those who attacked the Democratic Party saying that they were the same, saying they were just as bad. You did this. You did this. I can't understand how someone could say they love Gaza and they wanted the little harm to come to Gaza as possible, would vote or help the person who would do more harm get in the office. And now you want to look back and you're still blaming the Democrats. You're still blaming the Democrats. Let me say, it's not lost on me that progressives and far left hate Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, two men that have literally no power and are in an untenable situation that you put them in. And now you want to make them out to be the worst person. It's not wasted on me that they are the first black House leader and the first Jewish Senate leader. It's not wasted on me because even the far left and progressives want white people to make these decisions. This is why the far left and progressives want Tim Walz. And you say, well, why don't they want Buttigieg? Because Buttigieg is gay. They really have no respect for Buttigieg, even though Buttigieg would probably be one of the best candidates. He should have been the running mate for Kamala Harris, and he would have ate J.D. Vance alive. And the comparisons of the two being that one's a out gay man and one's a closeted gay man, it would have fallen short. I think that Pete Buttigieg is a great candidate because he knows how to articulate and speak. So does Gavin Newsom, but the far left has dirtied him up so much with lies and falsehoods that have no proof. It's all insinuation. I ask again, what do you want from this? Do you think that Bernie Sanders and AOC are going to get elected now? And don't get me wrong, I love AOC, and if she could get elected, I would love it. But you think that the woman who was, you want to talk about qualifications, and this is a funny thing during the political race with Trump and Kamala, it was, oh, she's more qualified. You're telling me that AOC is more qualified than Kamala Harris? It shows your racism, bro. And you say, oh no, well, she's Latino, but no, she's a good-looking Latino woman, first of all, and they already regard themselves as white. If you look at the far left commentators like TYT, a bunch of Arabs who claim to be white people, because Arabs want to separate themselves from the countries that they are closest to, which is the African nations, because they don't want to be regarded to as black, because they feel they're better than us. See, I'm going to tell you what the end game is, what they think is going to happen. The end game is, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's all to get black people. It's all to get black people, because, and the reason why I say that is, yes, they are hurting Latinos right now. They are hurting Asians right now. But there is but if you look at the voting demographics of those groups, a lot of Asians and a lot of Latinos voted right wing, knowing what was going to happen to the illegals, not knowing that illegals would become a much wider encompassing group, and they might even fall into that group, not knowing that, but they knew that people were going to be taken out of their homes and taken away from their children. I look at the black demographic. Yes, we have a lot of idiot black people who, like 50 Cent, who went and voted for Republicans, but 90% of the black demographic voted with Democrats. And the reason why I say it's all to get black people back is because that's why when something happens to one of their little psychopath Nazi leaders, they start threatening a race war. What do black people have to do with anything you people are doing right now? Tell me. Please. Because I am in complete utter unknowing of what we've done to you in the country's history, let alone in this very moment. Especially the ones that are complaining about Trump, the left wing. I've already peeped your turn on the black community. I've already peeped it. See, when left wing commentators, progressives, started saying that the problem with the election was that they didn't listen to white men enough. That's a dog whistle, and that's a dog whistle from the left coming. It's crazy. This is why I don't follow people like Luke Beasley anymore. This is why I don't follow people like TYT anymore. When you say that to me, when once again, like I said, 90% of legislation has been made by white men, I wonder what you're trying to say. We need to listen to white men more. All right, the other white guys are just saying be racist. These white guys who made these laws were supposedly saying let's be fair. And now that the let's be racist guys have the house and they're being racist, and they're using the new Southern strategy where they don't say urban anymore, they just say DEI. And you people are so mush brain that you will just jump right on that and go along with it. It's sickening. So what's the end game? The end game is to put us in our place, black people meaning, which also says why the demonization of the rich black male has been so heavy. Puff Daddy, Bill Cosby, I did something else on this. And then the other rich black men are turning on, and it's funny because 50 Cent and Lil Wayne made their whole careers on the stereotypical murderous black male, and now they want to say, "Oh, I'm not that anymore," and then help to take advantage of impoverished communities. And it's funny because 50 Cent is taking advantage of Wayne's old community where he came from. Like, they have no souls. They have no real life or care for any brown people. They just want to be the Negro, and they can be the Negro. I'm no Negro. I see what you want us to be angry. You want us to be afraid of our job security, and you can't. We've never trusted you. Don't you get it? You have only proved what the old folks told me, is that don't be stupid. They'll turn on you in a minute. And don't be wrong, I have tons of white friends that I love and that are my family. I'm not saying this is everybody, but white America is bigger than any individual white American. White America is trying to cover up slavery. They're trying to cover up the historical not accomplishments, but what we have given. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words right now, but our historical contributions is what I was looking for in this country. I watched Charlie Kirk say that black people aren't as intelligent, and then I think about George Washington Carver, and then I wonder, not only do kids learn about George Washington Carver, and if they do they learn about what was done to him? See, what you've done is you, in your haste to be a troll in real life, is you've given black people a whole new understanding of what we need to do. And you'll say, oh, well, you know, the YNs and this and that. Oh, yeah, you know what? The YNs can do whatever the hell they want. That's their business. I don't care. See, the YNs are your problem. You created them. Now you're going to have to deal with them. So that doesn't concern me. I'm concerned about the young brothers and sisters who are coming up who see what's going on. And it's I'm so glad that we have internet now, because you guys can be as racist as you want in the open. And so this is what I can show these young brothers when they say, oh yeah, no, that they're not like that. They like me. And I'll say, okay, yeah, well, look at this. Not to say that I want them to hate you, but I want them to be more skeptical. Because the end game, what I see is that you people want to own everything, and you're not qualified enough to keep this country going as we see right now with your idiot president and your idiot Senate and your idiot House. You're not, you have no idea, because your whole tactic is bully. Bully. We're going to tell them what they're going to take, and they're going to take it. And now the rest of the world is just letting you play the bully while they're laughing at you and doing everything behind your back. We just gave $20 million to Argentina, and Argentina just boxed our farmers out of the soy market forever. But Trump's going to get something off of that. Elon Musk is going to get something off of that because they're helping out their friend in Javier Milei. But you don't know that, do you? Because me, the idiot I just paid attention to politics my whole life. I paid attention to everything that could affect me in my life. And to get back to what my parents and my grandparents used to say to me all the time about knowing the end game is, that's why a lot of things I've done in my life people would say were stupid, but no, they were all a method to a madness. I have an understanding of humans that a lot of people will never get, because a lot of what I do is for reaction in different settings, in different groups, solos, duos, mobs, to see how people react to the things that they either never thought about or would never have the balls to do or say. And it's gotten me in a lot of problems. It's gotten me in a lot of trouble, fights, but I believe that I've learned a very, very big lesson from that, and I believe that I understand humans at a very high degree, to my chagrin, because it's nothing pretty. It's not glorious. I see a lot of weakness in humans. I see a lot of people who think that they're insignificant and that they can't change anything, not even in their own life. And you can. And as a group, people can do amazing things. But when you do what you do for hate or separatism or to belittle someone else, and we live in a society that is based on capitalism, where it is, I'm going to take from you so I can have, and that's what capitalism is, then we can get nothing accomplished. This is why other countries are surpassing us, because they may have capitalist societies as well, but they still have a different nature of their society, where they really care for each other. It was always amazing to me, the Japanese flag, when I found out that was just one drop of blood, and it encompassed the whole Nippon. It encompassed them all. They were one. That is amazing, when our flag is a bunch of random shit. A bunch of random shit. So when you think about what's going on right now, when you think about what's going on right now, and you hear people saying erratic and heartless things, and saying that, it's all about owning the libs or owning the snowflakes and liberal tears and conservative tears, and it's just dumb. Where does that get us? What is that going to get you in the future? I get it. And trust me, I love trolling people with this Utah incident with Charlie Kirk, because I'm not happy he's dead. I'm sorry. No, take that back. It's a damn lie. I'm not happy someone killed him. I'm not happy that someone killed him, but I'm happy he's dead. If he would have died of a heart attack right there, oh my Lord, I will be watching that on repeat. But it's horrible, because it shows us where we're at, and it shows. But it does show me this. It shows me, and you guys can flip the story however you want and say he got radicalized by some liberal media, where there's no proof for that. You can say all of that, but what it says to me is that your little racist kids are tired of your shit too. They're tired of watching you be racist and then lie and say you're not. They're tired of you being hateful and then lying and saying you're not. Kids say the darndest things, but they see the even more darndest things. They see everything. They watch you. They take on your bad behaviors, and they take your all of your input in, and they make their own realization. But let me say this: every child is born humane. Every child is not born a murderer. There's no child that's born a murderer. There's no child that's born a racist. There's no child that's born a rapist. There's no child that's born a molester. There's no child that's born into anything. They're made into that. And though you try to blame Tylenol for autism, when I'll tell you what the cure for what the problem with autism is, the autism comes from our society. It comes from the stress that we have to live with on a daily basis that transfers from the semen to the egg from the mother to the fucking fetus. That's when we'll fix autism when we stop putting stress on children and on the parents that bear those children. But we can say that, you know, that Tylenol is a problem. We know it's not. But I can 100% say that you are not born inhumane. We're all born humane. And the more that you people keep shoving these guns in these kids' faces, and they keep seeing your hypocrisy, and then they learn your fake Christianity, and it can go one of two ways. They can go with I feel like I am the righteous hand of God, or they can go with fuck this is all fake. And they're doing it crazy right now. You're blaming the liberal left. Liberal left. There are tons of Christians on the left. There are tons of faith-based people on the left. It's just that those faith-based people on the left don't care about the people who have no faith. That's not my priority. It's not my job to tell you what to believe. And I can give you all the input I want, but if you walk off not believing in Allah or Christ, I don't care. It's not my place. So, with where we're situated on the cusp of a fascist nation, the end game is not pretty for anybody. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not getting involved in your bullshit. I'm here to be a voice of reason, and that's what I'll be. But I'm not your little civil war. You can have it. Anybody willing to fight in some civil war who's egging this on any side, go somewhere. Go, leave. If you feel like you are living in a place that is impending doom towards war, leave. They're always telling everybody else, if you don't like it here, leave. You're waiting on a war that you know is coming? Get the hell out of here. You people are going to unleash a beast that you have no idea. You have no idea how heartless people are. You really don't. You really don't. The dark hearts that inhabit this country, full of murderous, gun-toting wildings, you're crazy. You don't know. And you're saying, oh, man, well, that's you too. No, I know what they are. And guess what? I'm ready to stoop to whatever level anybody is who comes to hurt me and mine. And that's just a promise. That's a promise that you do not want to see kept. But that's just my opinion. I feel I've talked too long already. But really, you need to look inside yourself and see where you want this to end. And then wherever you want this to end, and I want to believe that everybody wants this to end with everybody being happy and everybody having what they need. And if you truly, truly, truly believe in that, right? Make it happen. Voice it. If enough people really feel like this, and everybody claims they do, you say that to the people around you, and you make sure they echo that same thing to the people around them, and we can fix this. But the way it's going, not looking great. I want to thank you for tuning in if you did, and leave a comment about if you have any disagreements with anything I said here. Leave in the comments what you would like to see as the end game here, or what you do foresee as the end game here. Like, follow, share, and thanks for listening.